The holidays just passed, and while everyone was unwrapping presents, the combat sports world was wrapping one of the most insane years we ever seen. But 2026, folks, is about to make last year look like a warm up session. Welcome to Fight Frenzy, where we break down the fights and we talk about the future of combat sports. I'm your host, Francis, and for this segment, we're diving deep into January's chaos. And trust me, it is chaos. I'm looking at the schedule over here, and it's just insane. We got so many events coming down the pipeline, and I'm super excited for this. We got Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett throwing down for the interim lightweight belt. We got Amanda Nunes coming back from retirement. She's going to face Kayla Harrison. And we also have Alexander Volkanovski is defending his featherweight crown. And in the boxing world, we got Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. This is finally happening, guys. Like, they've been waiting to put this matchup together forever, and it's finally going down. So stick around, because later in the show, we got something very special to show you. A brand new fantasy and fight prediction platform where you can create your dream matchups or pick your prediction for all combat sports event. So imagine a platform where you can just go every week, see all the events, and pick your fights. So I'm going to show you that later in this segment. But first, let's talk about the biggest month in combat history. Let's start with January, because I'm looking at the calendar here, and the first event we got is January 24th, UFC 324 at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. This is the UFC first event on Paramount Plus. And Uncle Dana is not playing around, guys. This card is stacked. Okay, so we're going to start with the main event. All right, in the main event, we got Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett for the interim lightweight championship. So here's the situation. Ilia Topuria, you probably heard the news. He has some personal issues that he's dealing with, and he's the current lightweight champion. And unfortunately, because he's dealing with these personal and legal issues, he can't fight. So we got an interim title fight, and it's between two fighters who could not be more different. Okay, I'm all for interim title fight if it makes sense. In this case, it makes sense because you can't expect the champion to be a robot. Like, they're going to have their personal issues, maybe health issues, family, whatever it is, and maybe they can't fight right away. So you put an interim title to get things going, right? So in this case, we have Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje, the highlight. This dude is a human wrecking ball. Okay, he has 26 wins and only 5 losses, and every single fight is absolute violence. Okay, he's coming off wars with some of the best lightweights ever, and at this point in his career, he needs the belt. Okay, he's a fan favorite, and he has been one forever. But an interim title shot, this might be his last real chance at gold. So he wins it, he can, unify it with the actual belt from Ilia Topuria, and I will be excited to see in that fight too, because it's two real dudes with real power going at it, right? But Justin Gaethje, he's facing Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett, the Baddy. And here's where it gets interesting, guys, because Paddy has been very, very vocal about fighting for the title. And he's got all the hype behind him. All right, he's got all the hype. The UFC clearly sees the star power in this Liverpool kid. And, a lot of people think that he's been fast-tracked. I don't personally believe Paddy Pimblett has been fast-tracked. If you look at the people that he fought, I think it's a perfect pace to get to where he is right now. And he has proven time after time that he belongs in the UFC. He's exciting. He's got the personality. He brings the crowd. But is he ready for someone like Gaethje? So let's talk styles. Gaethje is all pressure. We've seen his fight. He does the leg kicks. He chops down on the legs, and his leg kicks are brutal. He got power shots, right? He breaks people down very systematically. And I think his last, I will say, 4 or 5 fights has been like that. Paddy is scrappy, unpredictable, and dangerous on the ground. So if this hits the mat, Paddy's got a chance with his submission game. Now, Paddy, he's a real jiu-jitsu guy. If you've seen, he's been the king of the mats for a long time in his gym, and he just recently lost it. But he's got grit, he's got submission skills, and great technique on the ground. But here's my concern for Paddy. Can he handle Justin Gaethje's power for 5 rounds? That is the question that we're asking ourselves. Can he handle that power? So this fight is about legacy versus height. Gaethje wins, he cements himself as a champion, even if it's interim. All right? And he fought the best of the best. If Paddy wins, he becomes the biggest star the UFC has had at 155 pound overnight. He's already a big superstar, okay? But this will make it even further up there. My prediction, Gaethje by TKO. If it goes past round 3, I think Paddy's toughness keeps him in it early. But those leg kicks, once they accumulate and Gaethje sense that, those legs are damaged, he could finish this fight against the cage with his power. But I love to be wrong. That's why you gotta drop your prediction in the comments, okay? Because Paddy pulling this off would be definitely craziness, all right? And I could see it happening. Trust me, I'm not doubting Paddy here. I'm just saying if it goes past 3 rounds, I think Paddy wins. If it doesn't go past 3 rounds, I think Gaethje probably would knock him out. But that is if Gaethje start chopping on those legs early, okay? And if he doesn't do that, then I think Paddy wins. All right, so watch that fight. It's going to be crazy, and yeah. But for the co-main event, folks, the co-main event could have been the main event, really. I think they did the right thing of making the card this way because it's the first card of the year. You gotta start with a banger card. Like you can't just make a flimsy card. So this card is stacked for a reason. And the co-main event, we have Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes, the women's bantamweight champion. Okay, guys, this is massive. All right, we have Amanda Nunes. She's back. She's back from retirement, and she is the greatest women's MMA fighter of all time. Okay, no questions asked. There's no let's consider. No, she's proven herself to be the greatest women's MMA of all time. She retired in 2023, and now she's returning to face Kayla Harrison. Okay? And Kayla Harrison is the woman who many think is the new GOAT in the making. Kayla Harrison is currently the bantamweight champion. She is undefeated in the UFC and also has 2 Olympic gold medals in judo. She's dominated everybody, guys. And here's the storyline people aren't talking about enough. Kayla and Amanda used to train together. All right. They know each other's game very well. Amanda is 43 years old. Okay, but let's be real. She's Amanda Nunes. I make the comparison with Yoel Romero. Okay, Yoel Romero is also beating all the odds when it comes to physicality and age. All right, and skill. She's Amanda Nunes. She's knocked out Ronda Rousey. She's dominated Chris Cyborg and cleared out not one division, guys, 2 divisions. So if anyone is going to come back from retirement and win a title, it's her. But Kayla is in her prime right now. And that's why I love this fight. Okay? She's in her prime right now. And she's bigger, she's stronger, and she's on a mission really to prove herself that she is the best ever to do it. Okay? This is a passing of the torch moment, or Amanda proves that age is just a number. All right? Now, here's my pick for the fight. If this goes to all 5 rounds, okay, I pick Kayla Harrison to win. I think Amanda's ring rust shows, or is going to show. I mean, I think last time there was a time where she took a long gap and it looked like there was no ring rust or anything. But with someone like Kayla, maybe it's going to show. It's going to show a little bit because Kayla has other tricks that maybe the others don't have, right? And if Kayla uses her size and grappling to control the fight, I think that's where things are going to show a little bit when it comes to ring rust. But Amanda landing that power shot is always a treat. I also want to remind you that Amanda also has good ground game, I will say. You know, in some fights, I think it played out where she got submitted. I don't think that was her best performance. But yeah, she does have good ground. She is a black belt in jiu-jitsu, right? So don't count her out or her ground game out. You know, but just know that she can go on the ground, okay? If needed. Other key fights on UFC 324. We got Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong, a bantamweight banger. Okay, O'Malley needs to bounce back, and this is the fight that he needs to bounce back. All right, he's facing Song Yadong, who is like a live dog, like who can crack. Song Yadong has real power, guys. So Sean O'Malley needs to play this right. And I heard that he has a plan to finish Song Yadong and then fight Peter Yan for the title. I'm not sure if this will happen because you still have Marab over there that probably will get a rematch. Who knows? So I'm not sure if that will be a fight that the UFC will make if Sean O'Malley wins. But you cannot count out Song Yadong. Okay, he's a real threat. He's young, he's hungry, and he has power. All right? So look out for that fight. Then we also have Derek the Beast, the Black Beast, Lewis versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. Okay? Waldo, I was laughing because on the Ariel Helwani show, they asked him how many kids he had, and he kept going, the other one, the other one, and the other one, and the other one. I'm like, man, this guy has a lot of kids. All right, but anyways, Derek Lewis versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. This is heavyweight violence, guys. Somebody's gonna get knocked out. Okay, you have the more experienced guy, Derek Lewis, who doesn't shy away when it comes to fighting. He's very used to the bright lights. And Waldo, he's coming up. He's been knocking people out too, right? So, yeah, there's a lot of things to look out in this fight. Would it go to the ground? We don't know. These guys, they don't look like they want to take any fight to the ground. So either they're going to throw wild and somebody's going to get knocked out, or you may have Derek Lewis who's going to play possum, and when Waldo comes in, because he may be hungry to get that knockout against such a guy like Derek, then Derek may crack him. All right, so this is going to be a fun fight, guys. So I hope you tune in for this one. Then we have Arnold Allen versus John Silva. John Silva being part of the Nerds group. All right, and this is a featherweight contender clash. And I think the winner of this fight is basically one step away from a title shot. We've been seeing both of these guys do really well. They have been rising to the top, I would say, very steadily. Okay, and this is going to be a great fight as well. I like how Silva walks his opponents down and basically laugh in their face that you got nothing for me. That's basically what he's saying when he walks these people down. You got nothing for me. All right, so tune in for that fight. Cool. All right, let me show you what I've been talking about earlier about ultimatefightpicks.com. Guys, I've been excited about this platform. This is a platform that we've been working on personally, and I'm very excited to introduce this platform to you. All right, we are slowly launching this platform, the ultimate fantasy fight experience, where you can build your dream fight card. Okay, picking fights from MMA and boxing's biggest promotion. And also you can share fight cards. All right, I'm going to show you as I log into this platform how it looks. You got active events. We even adding wrestling events. So any combat sports, really. We're focusing on these major organizations: Karate Combat, Misfits Boxing, Real American Wrestling, UFC, One Championship, etc. Okay, where you can pick your fighters, either create your own fantasy card, or you can predict on fight cards such as these who's going to win, and then you can share your fight card for bragging rights on social media. All right, so it's a cool platform. We're excited about this, and for advertisers, if you're any company, it doesn't matter how big or small your company is, we want to help everybody, and you can promote your company on the fight cards. Okay, giving you hundreds, if not thousands, or hundreds of thousands of exposure on social media. Because if you think about it, if one person share this card and your logo is placed here, and someone has 1 million followers, that's a lot of views or a lot of exposure for your company. All right, so you can see the fight card here. This is an example where you can pick the winner. Okay, we'll circle it, and then you can share this card on social media, such as Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and those kind of platform. And if you are an advertiser, you can select the events that you want to promote as well. All right, so I'm gonna log in to show you how this thing looks on the inside. So once you log in, you can invite a friend, earn points. Okay, here's the cards that are active at the moment. These are all completed cards. But you can go in here and you can pick your winner. So all you do is select who you want to win. Okay? And once you select that, it basically creates the card for you. Okay? It's easy as pie. Once you're done, you can save it as a draft to come back later. Maybe you're still thinking about this, okay, and maybe you want to come to it later, which is fine, right? We put the option for you to come to it later. But if you're ready to go, once it's done, you can submit your picks, okay, and it would basically log in your picks. And then later when the event is done, it will show you how many you had right, how many you had wrong, and then you can come to the leaderboard here and you can see who is number one, okay? And you can see other people's fight cards as well, okay? You can have achievements, you can unlock, your badges. Look how many badges there is. There's lots of badges. So this is going to be a real test for some people claiming to predict fights, and be good at it. All right, so we're very excited to show you this. Please go to ultimatefightpicks.com. This is a shameless plug. We're not pretending that we're being sponsored or anything like that. This is a platform we've been working on for a few months now because we're very passionate about combat sport. Okay, back to UFC 324. As I mentioned before, this card is stacked, guys, and it's the perfect way to kick off the UFC Paramount Plus era. So if you're not watching the UFC 324, you're missing out on history in the making on some of these fights. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and leave your fight prediction down in the comment below.
Fight frenzy. Damn, crazy.